getting word that we are ready for the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker Randomizer. Take it away, Parker the Panda.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right, and then for my host, would you prefer Ian, Keith? What's the best name for you?
Ian will work.
Ian, all right, thank you. So, yep, we're going to be doing a Wind Waker Randomizer today. It is the Wind Waker game if you've played it, but it's just going to be items in different places, and we're going to find out different ways to go throughout this game, and I'll explain more stuff when we get into it. But the first thing I have to do is we had an incentive for my file name, so let's get into that. And Ian, what is the file name that won?
All right, we're going to do a little closing right here. Give me just a moment The winning name is Otters.
Otters. Okay.
Reportedly the best animal.
Yes, otters. All right. And so, yeah, when I press this end screen, that's when the time will start. So I'll do just a small 3, 2, 1, and then we'll be good to go. So if everyone is ready, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So these settings are the Season 5 rule set. So what that means is that it's going to be a little faster than like just a rando where you don't know anything that's happening. But the first thing we're going to do is talk to our boat. Our boat has hints for where we're going to want to go in this randomizer. It made the racing scene just a lot more fun because you're not searching the entire map to find everything. And so just gonna write a couple of these down. These are all names of islands that are on this map, and we're going to have to go to all of these more than likely, and then we're going to move from there. So Forest Haven to Ganon, and then we're going to see some barren hints. So what that means is that at those locations, there's actually nothing. And then we're going to go over here. And so that's a really good one. So that is a hint that means I don't have to get 5 annoying statues to get, so I can just ignore any statue that I see. And that one's that. And now we get some item hints. So this is going to be some items that we need. So we're going to get that one and that. There. And then we're going to, and that's a really good one. So that is one of our items that is necessary for this game to beat it. We need all 3 bows. We need 3 extra swords. And then we also need a shield. And then anything else to beat the run and to get all those items. So this one is the cave, and then that's a shield, so we're going to write that down as well. It's a shield. Okay, and then that's our last one. Perfect. So now we actually get to go do stuff, and those hints did make the run already change a bit from what I'm used to, so we're going to still go, we're actually going to change it up. I'm going to go down where I think there's a better chance of finding something. So we're going to go to our home island first, just because there's a lot of items over here, a lot of different places I can go to. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to sail over and check this item. This is a 20 rupee item. It's not going to change, and I can get to it anywhere, but it's just good to know if you want to get something. Because if I find out that this is nothing, then I can just mark it off the tracker and then never have to worry about it again. All right, like that. So we're going to ignore those. One thing that's also on for this Season 5 that is going to make things a little more challenging for me is that chest type matches contents is on. So what that means is there's going to be chests that are spiky, and that means there is an important item in it. There's going to be chests that are wooden, which means it's nothing. And then when we get into dungeons, there's going to be chests that are just metal chests that are keys. So what that means is that, like, this chest is brown, so I'm just going to run and not open it because it's just a waste of time. But that means that health pickups are considered not important, so I'm probably going to have to fight every boss with just 3 hearts. So makes it a little scarier, but should be okay. So now we're going to go do one of the first tricks of the run to do something early. So we're going to do a roll clip. So what I'm going to be doing is climbing into this specific corner and trying to time a roll so that I go through the door. This one can be a little tricky, so we'll just give it some time here. It is a it is a frame perfect trick, so it can be a little hard. There we go, got it. So that allows you to skip using bombs to get into the back of this, and you just get to swim into the cave entrance, so you don't have to worry about anything after that. All right, and that rewarded us. We had a spiky chest, so hopefully this is something good that's going to give us access to other things. All right, ghost ship chart. Can't do much with that right now, but that's okay. And so we have one more check here that we're going to go do. It's another roll clip, but this one's a little better for me. So that one should be faster. All right, we're going to get in our boat for this one because it's going to be faster to sail. So normally for this house, it is only open at night, but changing night takes a little time. It's probably better if you don't miss it, so we're going to hope that I don't miss this too many times, and if I do, I'll just do it not that way, but I want to get it first try like that. There we go. And that way we don't have to change time of day, which can also mess some stuff up, honestly. There's certain islands that you need to be certain places at times of day. And that's one of those statues, so that is something that I don't need at all. So unfortunately that check didn't turn out what I wanted, but that's okay. So now we're gonna need to look at the map and kind of make some decisions of where to go next. I do already know the dungeons I have to go into. So another thing about this season 5 that we're in, it's called 3 dungeon race mode, and what that means is that you only have to fight 3 bosses, and the other 3 dungeons are nothing. So from our hints, we found out that Earth Temple is one of our dungeons, Tower of the Gods is, and Dragon Roost Cavern are 3 dungeons. So we're just going to go do those, but I'm just going to warp away because that is not a chest I need. And we're just going to go to Windfall because there's a lot of checks there, and this map is pretty barren right now. All right, so this island is the most populated island in the game, and it also the most populated with checks. So we're going to be doing a lot of things here. First thing we're going to do is we are going to go talk to Miss Marie, the school teacher. She's having some trouble with some kids running amok, so we have to catch them so that they go back to school, I think. Do that. And so we're now going to go out, and I'm going to do the first instant of storage, which is a very major glitch in Wind Waker. So the way to achieve storage is you have to pull out your Wind Waker on the same frame that you hit the ground when you're falling off of a ledge. It's very complicated, and it's also a very long trick, but that was storage, so I just got it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to my boat again. But this time no text is going to pop up. That's because I just stored the text box that he has. We're going to roll over here for a little bit, and I have to be careful not to talk to anyone because that will mess up the storage. We're going to pull the Wind Waker out. Now the text is going to appear above me. That is fine. What we're going to do is we're going to get it to a certain point, open this door, and then start to mash through it really quickly, and the screen is going to go dark. I now have what's called door storage, which makes my hitbox really small. And so now talking to this child is going to give me back sight so that I can see, and I'm going to run around here. And an interesting property of door storage is I can kind of just go through walls and climb on top of things I'm not supposed to. So I'm going to line up over here, have my sword out. Oh, and unfortunately I did not get the jump I wanted, but that's okay because we can just reset it. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm attempting to use this door storage to get somewhere that would normally require an item to get to. However, that item, I don't know where it's at, so it's going to be faster for me just to do this now, especially if something's good there. So we're going to do this. And I fell off, but that's okay. It's really finicky sometimes, this trick. It just can not want to give you the right jump, or you'll get stuck somewhere because storage is just weird. But there we go, okay. There we go. So now we're on top of this roof. We're going to climb over here, jump there. And now instead of opening the door, we're just going to go through it. There we go. And so that's going to give us access to these 2 checks, which are nothing, unfortunately. But again, as much as nothing can really put a dampen on it, it's still information, and that's what we want out of anything, is we just want the information of, is there something good here? If not, that's fine. I don't have to come back for it later. So now we're going to start doing hide and seek. This part just kind of flows nicely here, so it lets you get just a few checks on this island while you're getting everything else. We're going to do this, and we have to catch these 4 kids that ran off. So this is probably a good point actually for some donations if we have some, because I'm just going to be running around catching kids for hide and seek.
You know, as you normally do. The chat and I both couldn't help but notice that Link looks a little different.
I forgot. There are custom models, so I chose Inteleon as my custom model for this run, and I've been using him for a long time.
You made a good choice.
Thank you.
At the moment, what we're really hoping we can do is hit some of these incentives, hit that 5,000 goal to add a whole other run. Another incentive that I noticed that looks particularly spicy is a bonus run of Tunic after the Tunic run. That's at $473 out of $750. If we meet that, that's going to be almost half of what we need to get to that 5,000 number. So remember, when you make your donations, put them towards the incentives and bid wars. We get more marathon, we get more fastest spurs, we have more fun.
Yes. All right. So, yep, still just cleaning this up, but we're back to the checks now. I'm not just chasing after the kids for that hide and seek. So we're going to go back over here, and we're going to go release someone from jail. Tingle has got himself in jail on this island, so we're going to just go let him out. Because for some reason, to let people out of jail, you just need a button on the floor. But Tingle's really nice. He gives you 2 items here. Hopefully we get something good. Right now, my tracker's a little lighter than I would like it to be, but that's okay. It's going to make the randomizer more interesting. Okay. All right. And so now we're going to employ a strategy here that Season 5 really introduced. It's called chest peeking. So what you do, because there are certain chests that are really far out of the way, we found ways to look at the chest without actually going to get it. So that one is just you slide behind the door, you crouch, and then you're able to get information on that chest. So it is spiky, so we're going to have to go get it. But it is still faster. If it were a wooden chest, then I would just get to leave and we would be able to be done with it. And so now we get to go through this maze here. And we're really hoping for something here because I am racking my brain right now to figure out where I would want to go after this if this doesn't find anything. But this is hopeful. That does require another item, but that is still good for us. And now we're going to crawl out here. So earlier we scared that kid from behind the tombstone. We're going to crawl, and this rat is going to drop us into the ocean so that we can get to him faster. There we go. All right, and so there's just one more left. This one should be pretty fast, and then we'll be able to decide where we want to go next. I probably am going to stay here. There's a few more checks I can do on this island. There's one I was hoping I could save if I had more items, but I think I'm going to have to do it, which is a very long chase sequence that I don't actually chase anyone in. I kind of just stay in one place, and they run around the island themselves. So there's their item, and then we'll turn it back, and we'll go in here. All right, so now what we're going to do, so we're going to see one of those checks that is predetermined by it being night. So this one is it's called Mila Follow the Thief is the name. What we're going to do is talk to this girl when we turn at night. So we're going to turn at night first. And then what we'll do is talk to her, and then we're going to actually go set up something so that we can make the few remaining checks a little faster. So the first thing I'm going to do is I need to turn on the windmill, because that windmill gives us access and opens up another check later on in the game if we need it. So I'm going to just go do that, because there really is a lot of time between her being ready for that check and us just walking around the island. So it's best to do this when you have a few things that you have to do on this island still. So the second thing, so we're going to do this. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to go get storage again. And we're going to get something that is going to be, it's almost going to be a warp to this door. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up my Wind Waker again. We're going to go here. And I got it slide up there. Get that storage. We're going to climb around here, and we'll talk to this door, which is not going to let us in at this time. And now we're going to go get set up to wait for Mila. So look here. And again, I have some time, so if there's donations or anything to read, feel free.
Well, we do have an anonymous $10.69 donation. Very nice.
Nice.
And they send the message, shout out to Mr. Roo and his wiggly ears. Donation to Runner's Choice.
Ooh. I will put it towards that tunic run.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
All right, and so here is our thief. And so we're looking at her. And so we're going to just talk to her and warp down there really quick. Go through all this dialogue. All right, and so here is what we did the storage for. So I'm going to run around here, and instead of having to go up to that door again, I'm going to open this door, but I will be going in the door that I originally stored. So that's going to save some time getting these next two quick checks here. So we're going to peek down there. That one is spiky. That's good. And then we're going to talk to Maggie for her free item that she has for us. All right, and that is a fill-up coupon, which we might use later, but it's not a necessary item at all. Okay. There we go. So now comes the fun part of routing. I would say when you start learning randomizers, the first thing is learning all of the checks in the game. The second part is learning routing. Routing just lets you get the checks in the most efficient manner that you have available to you. So I'm going to be looking at my tracker a lot, trying to figure out really what exactly I can or can't do in most places. This is really not liking me, but I'm going to go here. And I actually do know a location that is for sure going to have a good item, and that's going to be Crescent, and that's the next place we're going to go here. This island only has one check, and it's one of our path hints. The path is to the Tower of the Gods. So what we're hoping for here is either a progressive bow, or it could be our bombs, which would open up the map quite a bit. And that's really what I'm looking for here. Something that you'll see here is that I'm pulling my sail out a lot. Everything's kind of second nature at this point, but what this is doing is it's preserving that speed that I have. If I just had the sail out the whole time, you actually start to slow down a little bit. So by putting that sail in and out, and then doing an occasional jump here and there, it's actually going to make things a lot faster. And so that is our third pearl. That's a little scary because that means that Tower of the Gods is open and accessible. I don't want to go in there right now. I don't have a lot that I can do, so I don't necessarily want to just dip in there for no reason. I do still have more things to do. I'm going to sail down here. There's a free check I can grab, and there's also a couple other checks that I can do along the way. So we're going to do Paw Print, which has some fun tricks in it. If I had one other item or so, I could maybe do a couple other things, but we're just going to try and do what we can with what we have. So we're going to grab this first. Okay, and so that's that's a piece of cheese or a Triforce shard. It is a necessary item to beat the game. We're gonna find 5 of those in the overworld, or in, just scattered amongst regular dungeons. And then, like I said, there's gonna be 3 on bosses later. So that is a good find here. And so this is going to be Paw Print. And I know Paw Print is also a good island. The problem is that there's a lot of checks in here that technically aren't doable yet. But we're maybe going to bypass that a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I can't lift up anything right now, is I'm actually going to check this item. Okay. That's really good. All right, there's a bow. That's our first bow. So that is going to help out a lot. That opens up more checks, lets me do some things that are more fun. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to line up on this wall until it changes from attack in that top right corner. And it's going to change to, say, sidle. I need to find that location here. There it is. So that lets you sidle up against the wall, which you're not really supposed to do. And then you can just kind of climb up this rock. We're going to take our telescope out here, peek up here, get that information. And then we're just going to jump on the other side and get this chest just a little earlier than we're supposed to. Oh, that's good. Okay, perfect. And that is all we can do in there right now. But we did get information, so we're now down to just 1 check in there, which is really good. And that bow actually helped me find, choose a better location to go to next. So we're going to go there. It's going to be our next island. And so this island's fun. I really enjoy this island for Season 5, especially when you get to do the fun strats for it. So this is going to be Dragon Roost Island. Sail just around here first, pick up a quick item here, and then we're going to have more fun with storage. Okay, and that's another mail. So that's really, once we get our delivery back, that's going to be really good. We're going to be able to just do everything right away. Okay, so then we're going to go over here. So because we got that bow and arrow, we're going to be able to line up a shot with this row of bombs over here. Just gotta figure out that. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now we're gonna go back over, go over to this side here, and do another storage. Something about storage is that it's always changing the location of where you have to cancel it at, just because of how it works. But just because of different ledge heights, everything like that. So it does take a little practice just to figure out where exactly that is. But what we're going to get is that there is just wooden chests here. All right, so we're going to just leave. Let's see. I really have to figure out where I want to take this. Let's do... I kind of want to just go in here. Okay. I am going to, because there's just so little open on the map right now, we're going to go into Dragon Roost. So I just need to, I'm going to save quit, which is fine. Because right now I have storage and I don't want that storage. Normally you would not want to save quit if you have chest storage because that will delete the item that you have, but I know that that item is not necessary. So I'm just going to get rid of it so that I can get up here a little faster. Let's go here. There we go. Perfect. All right. So that was just some little things just to go around some of those edges, get up, and so that you don't have to worry about taking the long way. So this is going to be our first dungeon. I don't know how much we're going to be able to do in here necessarily. There is an item that we need to find before we're able to beat it, but I don't know where that item is right now. So we're just going to see. It could be in this dungeon. That is the fun thing about Randomizer, is that the item you need could just be in the place you don't want to go. But that's pretty common. So the first thing we have to do is just knock these statues over, not get burned. That's unfortunate. That's okay, it saves the one statue, so I just have to go back. Okay. There we go. All right. And so now we're going to go in here. There are still some things I can do in here, thankfully, that will help make things a little faster, even just in the future. So we're going to first, we have to get our first small key. This chest is always going to be a small key just because of the way the dungeon works. There's a locked door right there, and if they didn't make this chest locked or a small key, then you would sometimes just get locked out. So we're going to run around everyone here. Take that and get our first small key. And now I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to try and do something earlier to hopefully save time later. So there is a platform that is located pretty high above us right now that leads the way to the boss, and there's just a lot of things. So normally this platform is not accessible, but with some well-placed arrow shots, as long as I can get them lined up. There we go. That one. And I will say, this is not intended at all, so it can be just a little finicky, but we're just gonna... Oh, where is that one at? Dude, right here. This is the one that always seems to give me trouble. I want to be right there. And if we need to, I might just skip this. Thankfully, it's not necessary to do this. I really want to, though. All right, we're just gonna dip out of that. That's fine. It was not being nice with the setup today. There is a setup for it, but sometimes that setup just is not the best, unfortunately. But that's okay because we really can't take advantage of that trick fully right now. So maybe I'll come in. Maybe if I have to come back, I'll give it another shot. So we're gonna go grab just a few more checks here. And we're gonna open this warp pod as well, just because I have a feeling that we're maybe gonna be using it. These are inter-dungeon warp pods that the developer added to make it easier to go in and out of dungeons. Okay, perfect. So this is a big item. So we're gonna grab this. Oh, and that's such a nice item. Okay, that is going to be everything. All right, perfect. I'm really glad I came in here now. So that is the Deku Leaf. I don't even know how to describe how good of an item that is right now. It's the item that opens up everything. It makes it so that we can do pretty much everything we need to. And we're going to be using it a lot. So we're just going to finish up in here. If this isn't... Okay, so that is a small key. So what that means is that we can keep going up in this dungeon. However, oh, I got pulled. We're still not going to be able to beat this dungeon even if we go all the way up. So I might go do. I have an idea actually. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. We're going to save really quick, and we're just going to check these few items here and just see how far we can go, and if we can find that. The item we're looking for is Grappling Hook. That is the item that you need to beat this boss, but if we don't find anything here in the next, like, 3 checks or so, I'm just going to probably leave, and I just will not worry about these items right now. Yep. Okay. This...
Do we have time for a couple donations?
Yes, absolutely, please.
We've got $10 from health insurance saying, just bought my first suit, so I'm a little broke, but I think this is fine. Good luck with the runs. And yeah, I'm only a little jealous that you got the suit, but thank you so much for that donation. It all counts. And then Carrie donates $33.81 and says, 3 cheers for Dragon Moon Skyland. And bringing the total back to a nice round dollar amount, which is $4,400 right now. We are $600 away from Stray.
Woo! Keep it up. All right. So we have to wait here just a little bit on those lava cycles, but that's okay. Okay, and so this is going to give us our few other checks here that we can do. I really just want to get as much... I just want to get as far in dungeons as I can, because the farther I get in a dungeon, the less I have to do if I have to come back. So that's going to be super helpful. Okay. Oh, okay. This is promising. It's not promising. Unfortunate. I'm gonna find all 5. I don't normally find all 5 this fast, and it's because they're useless. The game's just taunting me. Okay, but this is probably gonna be another small key, so we can keep going up. We'll check this last one here. Just because if this is a small key, it's the last small key we need to really get through the rest of the dungeon. Otherwise, we're not really losing too much. It's the big key. All right, well, we'll have that for later. So at this time, I really can't do anything else in Dragon Roost, so we're just going to leave. But I do have ideas of where I want to go now, which is good. We're going to do a couple things here. So the first thing, I did get an item hint that is a progressive bow. That progressive bow is going to be super helpful. It's our fire and ice arrows, which is going to open up some checks. It's just going to make combat faster in general. So we're going to go grab those really quick here. And that's going to pair nicely with another check that I have over here. So it all works out really well. And I'm also going to open up my ghost ship chart here. So it's currently at Crescent. Do I have time for that? I might. We're going to see. I'm going to see what the compass says, because if I have time for that, I have a really fast way of doing that now. Ooh, we might have time. All right, we're going to go do that really quick. So this is going to be ghost ship chart. This is going to lead to the ghost ship, which is it's a ship that is a ghost, I guess is the best way to describe it. But it only appears once it appears before you have the map, but you actually need that chart in order to actually go into it. And we're racing the clock a little bit here because it is turning day, and if it turns day, that ship's going to disappear. And I'm going to not be very happy if it just disappears as soon as I get close to it. Okay, we got in, so that's good. And so now we're going to do a quick peek here just to see if it's even worth it, and it's not. So now we can just leave. So there is a way, there's a technique in this game called leaf pumps. What that does is it lets you stay airborne for longer using the leaf. It's kind of timed a little bit. You can go past that. Like you can get to that chest without ever having to go down, which can make things a lot faster, but we don't have to worry about it at all. So we're just gonna go this way and grab another check here. And then we're also going to get a check out of logic, but we know that it's a bow, so it's going to be super helpful. Okay. And then from there, I just remembered we have another thing we can do once we get that check, so then I'll be able to pair nicely. And so this is kind of where I was coming with the routing, where once you start understanding the way that the game works and the mechanics, everything like that, it makes it easier to think in your brain how things are going to kind of flow together. Okay, and that's a bottle. So that's going to let us save Grandma. Right now our Grandma is very sad and she needs a fairy so that she will be happy and make us soup. But she also gives us a mail check, so that's nice. So now we're going to go do the check down here. So this check normally also requires bombs, unfortunately, but there is a way to get in here just because of the way that the AI kind of targets you. So if we get up close to the boat that is guarding it, and we just kind of swim here, they are going to fire at me, but because I'm so close, they're going to hit the ship. So this can take just a little bit longer than it would take if you had all the items you need, but it's still pretty fast. It lets you get in early. It's super helpful as well when you know that this is a really good item, because anything's worth it when you can get fire and ice arrows. Perfect. All right, there we go. And so that's just a sidle. That's to get to my boat a little faster. Not necessary, but I save every second you can. So now, because we have those fire and ice arrows, we're actually going to be able to go do something over here. So this check again would also require this check would require bait bag, which we don't have right now. However, because we have the fire and ice arrows, there's something we can do just to make things a little bit faster. So we're going to line up over here. There's this ice block here. This leads to another check, but we already know that that one actually doesn't have anything in it, which is okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to change to fire, aim up at this bird, hit the bird, which is actually going to hit another switch, and unfortunately that one is nothing, but that's okay. I'm going to dip in here just really quick to grab a quick refill. Because that is a really quick arrow refill that I would be happy to get. So we know that chest is nothing. I do just really want to check just to make sure I didn't misread something. That one. All right, we're good. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't misread a hint because that can happen when you have the same island and it's chest or cave. Your brain just flips them sometimes. So what we're gonna do now is, I think we're gonna go save Grandma because honestly, there's not a whole lot left for me right now. So we're gonna go save Grandma. What that means is getting a ferry. This is probably our closest access to a ferry. Get back on our boat.
You did mention soup, and
Yes.
yes.
Gonna go get the soup.
You know what else can get a whole lot of soup? A $50 anonymous donation saying Debbie Furry Bride, less than 3, less than 3, less than 3.
That can get a lot of soup. So we're gonna get this check really quick and then sail over to another island, getting another check. At this time, I probably don't have much, so do we have any other donations?
Quick refresh tells me not yet,
Okay.
but while we're thinking about it, Team Fastest Sirs would like to give a massive thank you to our host and sponsor for our first ever live event, Free Weekend Atlanta. We are proud to be a part of FWA's amazing weekend of programming. I hope that everyone watching online considers maybe attending the event in the future. I will say that this is my first time at FWA and I am blown away. Absolutely amazing. Make sure to check out their website, freeweekend.com. Follow them on your social media of choice to get updates about future FWA events.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. I love that we're having a speedrun event at a FurryCon. It's so good.
We'd have it no other way.
All right, so to get Grandma's check here, we just have to change the time of day really quick to let that letter send. Even though we're on the same island as her, I guess she has to put it in the mailbox first, but that's fine. Oh, Grandma's giving away her life savings to us. Well, we don't have to worry about money for the rest of the run, so that's really good. So we're going to go over here, get the other check. Okay, so this next check coming up is golf. We're going to be playing some golf with some, I think it's some Deku Nuts, I believe, is what they are, and then the Leaf. But we're not going to do it right 100% because we're speedrunners, so we're going to do things a little faster. So let me get lined up here. So this first one that we're going to do we'll throw in, get a hole-in-one. Oh, I don't know if I've ever had that guy hit me. So now this second one, we're going to line up ourselves with this grass root and just roll past it. And you don't actually need to play that golf. And then the last one is just going to go in. And that's golf. And it's nothing. But that's fine. All right, so from here, I do see a nice little path that we're going to go check out. So because we got those fire and ice arrows, we do have some locations we can go to. These locations also include places that aren't out of logic, which is going to be good because right now we aren't technically supposed to have those fire and ice arrows. But if I could go see another location as well that I'm supposed to be visiting, quote unquote, it's going to make things just go a little bit smoother. So we're going to go over this way to this island over here. This is Ice Ring Isle. It's really slippery and it is full of ice, but that's okay because we're just going to go fast. And I am going to try a trick that I haven't been trying recently, but it's not hard per se. It's just if you mess it up, it can lose a lot of time. But that's okay because it's fun. So we're going to do the fun thing and hope I don't mess it up. And then if I do, I'll do the same thing. So first thing is that. And then we're going to do that. Okay, we're fine. Got scared. Okay. So normally here, you don't need iron boots actually, but iron boots can make things faster. So can hook shots, just anything to make it so that you don't have to worry about this wind. But we're not going to worry about it because what we're going to do is just roll past it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And that's a sword. That's so good. Yes. All right, so that's our master sword. That doubles our damage. We really wanted to get that before we start doing fights. So that's going to help out a lot. Let's do here. All right. So we're going to go sail down to this island. This is Angular Isle. I feel like... Oh, I hope I didn't mark. See, this is what I mean. I think I may have marked something wrong. I'm going to check really quick just because it's not going to take me very long. And if I'm going to the wrong island, I want to know. If I did. That's not... All right. That's why. Okay, that's fine. That means I don't have to actually go spend time there. So that means we're down to just this. Yeah, okay. So that means we're actually at a fewer locations than I thought that are in logic. So we're going to go do just in logic checks because I need to find where this progression is trying to lead us. Sometimes you have seeds that are completely open. You find everything you need. You don't really have to worry about trying to look at the map and being like, okay, where do I need to go? What am I missing? But this one is really turning into a bottleneck for some reason. It's closing in. I only have 6 possible locations to go to. One of them's in a dungeon that I don't want to visit right now. It's knowing my luck, and it's probably going to be there, and it's always probably more entertaining, unfortunately, to see me get bottlenecked, so that's fun. But we're just going to go check out this first, see if this is anything that I need. It is important, so that could be something good. Let's go grab that.
Do I have time to squeeze in a couple donations?
Absolutely, yep.
Excellent. First off, we have a $5 donation from Mr. Rue that says, thanks for all the fun runs this weekend. Also, shout out to Aurora, who is an Ocarina of Time rando runner sitting in the audience. Let's hit that 5K goal. Woo! And in order to help us hit that 5K goal, Anonymous sends in a $200 donation. No comment, none needed. Thank you so much for that. We are $345 away from unlocking Stray. Oh, and fun fact, we are $67.50 away from getting Tudyk's bonus gun percent run. We're closing in, folks. Come on, we can do this.
Yes. All right. So I am currently figuring out where exactly I want to go. I think I have... Okay, I know where I want to go. I have a few locations up here that are going to be pretty helpful, so we're going to just go grab these really quick, and then we're going to go do another that is on the open ocean, which is called Cyclos. So this is our, like I said, we're going to be coming back to Windfall a few times. There's just so many checks here. What we're doing right now is we're going to be doing the one that require fire and ice. So this requires you to climb up onto this windmill, and then we're going to light the windmill. In doing so, we're going to reveal a chest that is hidden right now, and then we're also going to be able to talk to someone to get another item. There we go. To him, and he's hopefully going to give us something that we're wanting. Unfortunately not. That's okay. All right, and then we're going to go get another chest here. This is probably our progression at this rate. If this is not the item that we're looking for that's going to open the seat up, then I'm going to have to dip into a dungeon that I really don't want to, but that's the way it goes. So we're going to go down here and hopefully get what we need. So this is going to be Cyclos. He's at a few different islands. He's in a big tornado, and what we're going to do is shoot him down from the tornado so that he can teach us a song. In the vanilla game, he teaches you the Winds of Passing, I want to say it's called. I don't know all the names exactly, but it's just lets you warp faster around the map so that you don't have to sail everywhere, which is much appreciated, especially in the base game, the very vanilla game. Go here. Please be nice. There it is. Okay. Yep. Okay. That's going to help a lot. So that is our hook shot, and that tells me where I want to go next. There we go. So we're going to go do our Diamond Step Isle. That's going to be our next area that we can go to. It's going to help us. I'm sure there's either going to be something here, or again, we're going to get trapped and have to go to that dungeon. But I'm going to really hope that there's something here. So right now, I would say what we're looking for the most are our bombs. Those are going to open up one dungeon completely. It would open up another dungeon, I believe, completely, because I know something that is hidden behind those. Yeah, there's a lot hidden behind those right now. So that's kind of the main item we're looking for. We have some other things that we can get that we would like to see along the way as well. But that is going to be the major item. And so while I'm climbing up into here, have we gotten any other donations?
Not at the moment,
Okay.
but an easy way that you can help out. Team Fastest Spurs want you to know that all revenue from Twitch subscriptions and cheered bets received during this weekend's event will be donated to Animal Park. Please consider subscribing now to get our Fastest Spurs emotes featuring the always adorable PB the Cheetah. And don't forget to check and see if you have your free Twitch Prime Gaming sub available too.
Okay, so we're going to be doing this island here. This is a puzzle island, so there's just going to be a bunch of warp pots that take you to different locations. But we're not going to do it the way that the developers intended. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to get a stick so that we can burn the tops. We're then going to climb here and jump onto this side railing. Climb there. Burn that, and I do see that's something, but we're gonna go through here first just to see if there's maybe two things. Not today, but that's okay. So, but that is the faster method to do this dungeon. You gotta skip a few pots, makes things a little faster. We have one other thing that we have to do to actually get up to there, so we're going to climb here, jump backwards, take out our sword, jump slash. There we go, and we're over. And there's our grappling hook. Okay, perfect. We get to go finish a dungeon. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is we are going to go finish this dungeon just because we're already halfway through it. We may as well just get it out of the way. We're going to have to do it anyways. Because of how the key is laid out and because I wanted to just see as much as I could, I am going to have to kind of go do a check that I don't want to necessarily do, but that's okay. It won't take too long, and it's just a small key, and then we'll be able to go back through the rest of it. There we go. Okay, and I will say, if anyone, if chat or anything has questions, if you see a question in the chat, feel free to tell me and I can answer it. I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has regarding this. I will say the Randomizer has a great community. It has a regular server for just Wind Waker Randomizer, as well as a racing server, but everyone there is super helpful. Super nice in trying to get you to learn this game. If you want to pick up racing it, it's just so much fun. I've really found kind of like a calling in this community and this server and this game. I haven't really felt this for many other games for racing purposes. So if you just I think you just kind of search Wind Waker Randomizer, and then you'll find all the links for all of that through there.
There certainly was a lot of love for the hook shot in the chat. And Sue.
Good. All right, so yep, the first thing we're gonna do, we have to go get this small key. So we're just going to fly over here. Have to wait for this wall of fire. There we go. And so this is the reason we weren't able to do this earlier, is that it does require the grappling hook to actually open this area.
You have an interesting question in chat.
Yeah.
How do you understand if storage works or not?
Oh, that's a great question. So, the way to understand if you are getting storage or not is when you land, there is a B button on screen, but there's not the note timer. I can kind of show that off really quick if once I get to a place that has an availability for storage. But essentially there's just a window where you'll see the B button on screen to cancel the storage, but there's not actually going to be any like Wind Waker notes like there would be if I actually had the Wind Waker out. That's how you know if it worked or not. And so through here, we're really hoping to see just more of those items. So I'm going to just show this really quick with the Wind Waker. Take 2 seconds. So if I climb, well, I'm not going to be able to do it here. The other problem is that in order to do it, you have to have a certain area set up for this, because the way that it works as well, there's a lot of parts to it, and that's why it's hard to explain. But essentially, the camera always faces Link when you pull out your Wind Waker. So if you pull out the Wind Waker, but you have just climbed up a ledge, the camera has to flip Link so that so that the camera is not inside of a cavern or inside of that ledge. Okay. Which then means that you fall down because there wasn't enough room to really climb up. And as you're falling, you then have to click the Wind Waker button. That's where it'll cancel everything like that. There's a lot of parts to it. It's not at all required for this randomizer. It just makes things go faster. It makes you be able to skip things. It's a helpful tool. But the game never requires you to do storage or anything like that to get all the items. All right, and this is just a little bit of backtracking here, just to get back up to the area that we were. Luckily, out of any dungeon that you have to go into twice, this one isn't that bad, just because it's so linear, so it doesn't matter too much if you have to go back into it or anything like that. All right. And so we're going to be coming up here on our first boss. We have a few more fights before that, but it's... I would say this is probably... I'd say this is probably the scariest boss for me. It's the first boss in the game, but with like so few health, and if you don't have that many items, it can just kind of stun lock you in a place where you don't really have a lot of options. So it can get scary, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. And so this is our friend. Hopefully he's actually friendly today. He was friendly.
All right, friend.
Okay. So I see two really good items over here already, so I'm just going to get burned. But then sail across, we're going to get those 2 items, see if there's anything that's going to help us out more. Okay. Excuse me, sir. Thank you. Oh, a double Picto box. Okay. Very strange. So we do have one more check still. I'm going to just go grab that and then just be able to do the boss door really quick. Just because that's going to be so that we can just leave after we beat the boss rather than worry about save quitting, things like that. Thankfully, this one is pretty fast. There it is. Everything was hidden. Everything was hidden at the top. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now we have lots of things.
Time for a donation while we load back in?
Absolutely.
Excellent. A swift one. Hello Boeing donates $25. Thank you so much for that. No comment. Again, none needed. And that brings us to $42.50 away from getting the gun percent run of Tunic. And $320 woo, from the 5,000 mark.
Let's get it there. All right, so here is going to be our boss. So this is going to be Goma. He's she? I can't remember. I think she. It's been a long time. But this boss is pretty long. There's a few phases to it. So first we have to get rid of that hard. There's like an outer shell that we have to get rid of, and that requires pulling on this dragon's tail, unfortunately.
Everybody seems to agree that Goma uses female pronouns.
That's what I thought. I thought it was I thought she was she. Perfect. Well, unfortunately, we are going to have to stop her reign in this volcano. And if there are any other quick donations while we're just chilling here waiting for her, feel free.
Mashing that refresh button, we don't have any quite yet. However, if you want another neat way you can help out with the marathon, check out the Team Fastest Spurs merch store while you're watching the event this weekend. You can purchase a limited edition Fastest Spurs Live at FWA 2023 shirt for only $20, and all the proceeds go to our friends at the Animal Park at the Conservative Center. There's a variety of sizes and colors available. These things are slick. Worldwide shipping and unisex and women's shirt options. Shirts will only be available until the conclusion of FWA this weekend. Use the command !merch in the chat to get a link to the store.
There we go. All right, and there's our first boss. All right. So this warp is going to put us on the beach of the island. There's one check that a lot of runners like skipping. It's Fire Mountain. It's just really slow. It has one check in it. It's pretty slow, but the one time I like doing it is when you just beat Dragon Roost. You're put right here, and you may as well just sail straight south and just get it because you're right here, and there's really not a better opportunity to do so. So we're gonna go get that check really quick here. And our mini map is looking a lot cleaner. I think there's going to definitely be some stuff in dungeons, so we're going to have a lot of fun in dungeons here pretty soon. There we go. All right, so yeah, this is Fire Mountain. This is normally where in the vanilla game you find power bracelets, and I'll be honest, that would be very nice right about now. So if this is power bracelets, going to be very happy. It is nothing, unfortunately. That's okay. And that is something about Randomizer, is just taking risks, going for things that sometimes, if you don't do it very often, mix it up, do it. You might find what you're looking for. So we're going to go back to Windfall, but this should be our second to last visit to this island. We have a lot of things that we can get done here, just because of all the things that we've collected. So we're going to first sit here. Grab this and mail it. And we do have access to a shield as well on this island that we're going to grab. And we're going to take a couple pictures. All right, so here is the first picture we're going to take. Back up just a little. There we go. Great picture. Just a little blurry, but that's okay. So I do need to go in here quickly to unlock the original place where we did that storage to get into. It is locked, so if I don't go in there, I will just go to the top and look very silly as I stand in front of the locked door. We are also going to go here and do a couple more mail checks. So from here, this is kind of the last big area of checks that I have. I do have one other place that I'm going to go after this, just because it is hinted as being important. But it's not important for a boss, so that's kind of why I wasn't holding up. Oh, thank you. There we go. Now I can do everything. We're still going to clean up before we go, but I'm probably going to go do another dungeon after this because, oh boy, this has been very long to get those bombs, but that's okay. All right, so let's go this way. That. I missed it. That's okay. We'll wait for this next one. Yes, so that is the item we were looking for. That is the... It opens up the game. It just made it so that I can fully clear a dungeon. I'll be able to fully clear a lot of the overworld. It's just going to make everything a lot better. I have another location I'll go after this with that. But we should start seeing things go a little bit faster here now that I can actually do what I want with the game. So now we're going to do a little bit of snooping for the town gossips. They, for some reason, wanted a picture of those two hanging out together just because they know what's going on. So we're going to provide that because why not? But this is another hinted item that we got that we need. It's our shield, so that's going to be really helpful. It is required. Yep, that was something new that they added, was making it so that shields could be randomized. I guess it's not new, actually, but it is new for these settings. Normally, you always started with just one shield, but now you have to find both if you want both. We're also going to grab that flower. That is for a trade quest. We'll see if it needs to get done. I'm probably going to hold off on it a little bit because that would just be a return visit to Windfall that I don't necessarily want to do. But it won't be too bad if we have to. All right, and that's Windfall. So we're going to leave this area, go get one quick check just because it's at a hinted location. So I'm going to see if it has an item that's going to be necessary to progress. If it's an item I'm thinking it is, it's actually a really annoying place for that item, and I can explain why once we get there, but I will go figure that out first. It's also possible that this is nothing. But then after this, we will get into a dungeon, and that dungeon has a lot of really fun stuff that I get to talk about. So while we're doing the slower stuff, I'll just check with my host. Do we have any donations or anything at this time?
At the moment, we don't have anything new. Just want to, take a moment to remind everybody what we're doing here. Fast Spurs live at FWA 2023 is raising money for FWA's chosen charity, Animal Park at the Conservative Center. Animal Park is home to over 70 animals, representing many different species around the world. The park believes that people are more likely to become invested in conservation and wildlife preservation for a species after meeting them and learning about their inherent value. To learn more about the park's animal ambassadors, please visit www.animalparknc.org/about/residents.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so that was necessary, so I'm glad we came back here. All right. So let's go into a dungeon. Dungeons are fun. There's a lot of cool things about this dungeon. This dungeon is Tower of the Gods. I'm not my favorite dungeon, just because there are a lot of cutscenes, but there's still a lot of cool stuff just to see in it that you can do to make it a lot faster than it normally would be. So we're gonna first get over here. And we're gonna start with the bottom floors here. So we'll first just go over here. So some things, the way these randomizers work is that there is logic built into the build itself that makes it so that wherever items are placed, everything can be accessed no matter how they're placed, but there are some rules. So one of the rules for Tower of the Gods is that there always has to be a small key on this bottom floor. So we're probably that's probably what this is going to be. But it's just something good to remember. It can always help. It can help you out if you're either missing something or you need something, like you need a key to progress. It's just going to help you out. And so that's our boomerang. Technically is an item that we need to beat the game. However, it's not the fastest for me. I will still take it though, because it does make some things a little easier still. I'm not going to make that at this time. So we're going to wait for one cycle here. There we go. Perfect. And then after this, we are going to be able to do some fun things for skipping the slower section of this first floor. It is in that locked door there is a place so that you can, trying to think what I'm trying to say. It's a locked door to open up where this waterfall is coming out, but we're not going to worry about that at this time. We're going to sail over here. I want to get this first before I do this. The cycles are being very mean to me today. That's okay though. Okay. There we go. So we're just going to climb here. Do that. And then go through here. All right. And that's all I'm going to do on this bottom floor now. Now it's time to start doing the rest of this dungeon. So we're going to come over to this side. Perfect. Grab this statue. Line up. Set it down. And now we're going to be able to clip out. And that skips the first floor. All right, another small little optimization here. So normally if you just stand on this, you have to wait a whole cycle, but if you roll through onto it, you end up on this platform right away. So that just saves a little bit of time there. And so now we are in kind of the main tower of Tower of the Gods. So what you have to do is you have to get these 3 stone statues to the center, which will then open it up so that you can do the full boss. These can take a little bit of time, but we're still going to do things to hopefully make it a little faster. So the first is I'm going to climb up here. And pull him up through the floor. And so I am going to take him with me on this little journey here to go get another check over here. Perfect, there we go. Another sword, perfect. 1 sword to go. There we go. Okay, so this next statue that we're going to do after we get through this cutscene here, normally, it requires command melody. We do have command melody, which would let us be able to do it just normally, but the normal way is not fast at all. We have to play it for this stone tablet first, so we are going to play a quick song for some stone. So let me just do that. Just a little bit of money. Okay, so here is where this second statue is. So there's a little bit of a setup to this. So I'm going to come here, sidle, peek. Line up right here. Do 3 side hops, and we're through. Yep, so that one, I think that's probably one of the bigger skips for command melody in this dungeon is just being able to do that. Otherwise, there's like a little stand you have to put him on, and then you have to walk him across, and it takes forever because he's super slow. So I like that method a little bit better. All right, and this is our first introduction to a Dark Nut. Luckily, they're not too bad to fight, especially when you get their armor off like this. So now I can kind of just move forward and stab them, especially with that double damage that we have. It makes it go pretty fast. Nothing today. All right, that's okay. So we still have to get this statue over, so we're going to do that really quick here. I'm going to dispatch that skull, just because it can make things a little more frustrating when you're trying to get him across here. All right, and then after this one, we're going to be coming up on our third statue, which again, we have some tricks to get around some of those command melody usages. But I can throw it to my commentator if there's any input, any donations, anything like that.
I would like to give a quick shout out to Apple Sky for gifting 5 subs out of the channel. But I'd also like to remind folks, we are still just $320 away from that Stray bonus game speedrun. We really want to hit that. That is our goal for this marathon. We can do it. We need your help. Not only out there in the chat, but out here in the audience as well, live here at FWA. You want to see more Fastest Spurs, don't you? That's it. That's what I want to hear. We are so close. We need less than $50 for the bonus run for Tunic. We need $320 left.
We can do it.
We are so close.
So I'm going to do something here. These platforms are on a cycle, and that cycle happens when you enter the room. So if I do this right, should be able... Yes. Perfect. Oh, that's good. Okay. Power bracelets. And we have one other item over here that's going to be important. There's our mirror shield. Okay, there we go. There's some items we were needing. And so we're going to jump into the abyss here. And now we're going to go get our third and last statue so that we can then start climbing up. And I am getting a little low on both health and magic through this dungeon. So what I'm going to do before I enter this next room, I'm going to get there first, but I'm going to do a trick that's known as Soup Dupe. What it allows you to do is keep your soup infinitely. So because I have this soup, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause and use the soup, and on the same frame, and then switch it with another item. So I now have infinite soup, which means infinite double damage, as well as infinite magic and infinite health. Right, and so I'm taking a look here at the tracker, trying to see exactly what all we're missing. I believe there are a few Triforce pieces. One bow, one sword, and then the boss Triforce pieces. So we're getting very close to being able to be go mode and go into that Ganon fight. It's really just a matter of trying to find those last few items. I know where one thing is that's going to help us. Just because I do have a hint for it. But so that's going to help with one thing. Let me make sure. Yeah, so I need to find two more Triforce pieces that are just hidden in the overworld somewhere. And the last important item we're missing right at this point is actually Skull Hammer. It's not 100% necessary, but where this seed is heading, it's looking like we're going to need it in some capacity. So that's kind of the last big item that I'm looking for in this seed. We're going to try and do a quick trick here with a ledge grab. Didn't want to be nice. That's okay. We can do another trick. There we go. And that's just a little damage boost. Lets you get in. Also, that is the Boko Baba seed. There's only one of those that gets shuffled into the pool. So that is a little bit of a meme in the community, is if you find the Boko Baba seed. There's actually a couple memes. There's a single green rupee known as Greg, shared amongst a few Zelda randomizers. And then there's a rainbow rupee that I believe the community has named Trevor. All right, and as we come up here, we're going to come up on our second big boss fight. Okay, and this is Godin. This is your typical Nintendo two hands, big face boss. So I don't know the Super Mario 64 one. Does he have a name? There's Knuckle Attack from Odyssey. I do know that one. This fight's pretty easy, pretty linear as far as these fights go. The only thing I'm seeing is that my arrows are pretty low, but they do provide arrow refills, so I am going to be getting that here. There is a way to get a double shot there. The way that they lined up, I was really hoping that that's what I had, but then they moved. you're seeing me roll up to him a lot when he starts firing those like lasers. The reason for that is that if you get underneath him, he will stop firing, so it does save a little bit of time. It's just hard when he's at the very back. iRock, thank you. Perfect. There it is. iRock is the other Nintendo boss from 64. We figured it out. But that is another boss beat. So we are 2 of 3 on those bosses, and the last one is going to be coming pretty shortly.
Would we like to celebrate beating a boss with some donations?
Yes.
Excellent. Aurora Soul donates $20, says, Stray is a fantastic game and you are all in for a treat if we make it. Let's hit that goal. Anonymous donates $25 and says, Zoraldo. And Aura Soul with another $5 saying, praise Greg. Well, praise all of you. We have hit the bonus gun percent run for today.
All right, so we're just dipping back in here really quick. I have to check one item. There is so when I was talking about those keys, there can be one key that is not, that it has to be on the bottom floor. And there's also a really annoying check to get that a lot of people just skip it in favor of it hopefully being a key. It was not a key, and it was not just a small key either. So we are going to go back and check it, just because if you skip a check and it turns out to be something important, it feels really bad.
Can I squeeze in one more donation?
Absolutely.
Evil Air donates $20, says, come on, folks, we can do this. And if you take a quick little peek at the bottom right corner of that screen, $250 left. We are so close. Let's get some hype.
Okay, so I have my next location. So we're going to go clean up a little more overworld. We are still missing that hammer, but once we get that, I'm going to just rush that dungeon, because there's a really good chance that the dungeon has what we're looking for. Not necessarily the hammer, but really anything else. If it has the hammer, I'm going to be a little mad, because I don't... That would be it would be a really fun siege for this event. But first we're going to do just a few things here, just because I do know there's something at this area. So we're going to read some mail first. And then we're going to try and get up on here. And now we're going to do a Wind Waker dive. So this is the premise of how storage starts, is a Wind Waker dive. It's due to that weird camera angle. Link has to face forward. It allows you to fall. Wind Waker dives are really helpful in the speedrun, just because it lets you get... you can fall under the water like I'm doing here, so I can swim onto the island and just enter a little bit faster. So now we are going to check. This is normally where you would get the leaf in the vanilla game. One of the slower checks, but we know that this place is hinted, so we're going to check both of these locations just to see if we can find that item. It leads to Ganon. What I'm hoping for is that we can find our light arrows. It's going to make everything in Earth Temple a lot better.
Do we have time for another important donation?
Absolutely.
Some silly person named Lori D. Bunnykins donates $20. Some wonderful person. And says, did you know Inteleon learns Fellstinger as an egg move? I learned that the other day by accident. Also, this is the official announcement that the nipple percentive incentive for Super Mario Odyssey is now open. We need to raise $1,000 to beat that, so here is the first 20. Woo.
We can do it. All right, so like I said, we're going to be cleaning up the overworld. We're going to go do something that we're not supposed to do yet. But this is a check that normally we do in the first 5 minutes of any seed. But because of those hints we got at the very beginning, one of the major things that I need in order to do this check early was no longer... You didn't have to do that check anymore. So I decided to hold off on it because there was another way you can get in. And I have that item now. It's with the grapple. But like when I say that this randomizer has really thrown a curveball at me today, it really has. This has not been the easiest randomizer to play for myself. It's made me go out of my comfort zone in a lot of ways through these different checks. So we're going to hopefully get this trick here. So what we're going to be doing is lining up with this crack in the wall, throwing our grappling hook so that we're clipping in, and we're going to be waiting until we can do that. Lets you get into that a little early and not use a bird to fly around and take forever. Ooh. Perfect. Yes. All right, we are getting really close to being able to be done. I'm actually only two Triforce pieces away from being in theoretical go mode. I would not need the hammer if we found those 2 Triforce pieces. So I'm going to do a few more overworld checks here. But like I said, there's a pretty good chance that the that hammer is going to lead to the victory, just because I'm pretty sure one of those Triforce pieces is going to be behind stuff in Earth Temple, but we'll see. But those light arrows are perfect. That's exactly what I needed to go get a lot done in that dungeon. All right, and so this is Bomb Island. This island, also pretty notorious as being really slow in the past Wind Waker seasons. The nice thing, though, is since we introduced that chest-type matches contents, all you really have to do is get through this first room, and then you're good to go. So we're going to see right now if we even need to stay here, and we do. All right, well, we'll see what we can find. So we played golf earlier, and now we're going to play some basketball. There's one. And two. Oh no. That is the problem with this island sometimes, is that the basketballs don't press the button. Please, one of you? All right. Yeah, this is the fun part. Woo! All right, we're gonna lure them out here a little bit. I don't want them to. I think they're getting in each other's way, so I don't want that. I'm gonna have him come out here. Yep, yep, yep. Yep. Yep, all right, there you are. Now you come here. You're the one I'm going to use. There we go. That looks good. Okay, that should be good. There we go. Hey. Let this be the hammer. That would be nice. Yes! Woo! All right. We're going to Earth Temple. I'm done with the overworld. All right, so we're going to go into our last dungeon. We can just fully clear it, which would be really nice, because then we just make it a little Triforce hunt on the overworld. So the only problem with Earth Temple is that we do have to sail to it from outset. So that's why it's a little bit of a time investment to go there, which is why I was holding off on it for a while. But now that we have all these items, we should be able to just go there and get everything that we need done. I'm also going to check. There is one check on top of this island that I'm going to just look at really quick and hope that it's not a Triforce Shard. Because that would require me... I could do some storage shenanigans to get it, but it would still take a little bit of time, or finding bait bag. That's the other way to get that easily. But if it's nothing, that'll make my life a lot easier. Check from here. All right, and that's just a red rupee, so that's good. That's what we want to see. All right. And so we're going to be doing a clear for this dungeon that gets a lot of the checks as well, just because we're going to be scouring this dungeon for these two Triforce Shards. There is a chance that there probably is one on the overworld, unfortunately, but we're going to hope that it's not. And if we can find these two, then we can go really quick through the rest of this scene. So the first part of this is taking Mila. Or this isn't Mila, this is Medley. I'm so sorry. Everyone's going to be mad at me. This is Medley. She is going to be used a lot in this dungeon, mostly with helping fly around. She also has a shield that I'm going to use. I will be doing this. So this is going to be our first use of command melody. So yeah, she's going to help us get through about half of the dungeon, and then we will say goodbye to her for a little while, and maybe see her one more time. All right, so we're gonna leave that key chest. It's nice to just have an extra small key for the beginning of this dungeon. So if it's the big key, I also am not super worried because we are hopefully not going to have to use the big key in its intended way. So one of the first tricks as well, normally you need to take Medley down there, get rid of the fog so that you can actually do this. But with a well-timed fly, you can just hop off and get it that way. So this is one of the uses for Medley also, right here. So we'll get this one. Perfect. So this dungeon has 3 small keys and 1 big key that we're going to be looking for. Again, we don't need that big key, but any small key is going to help in the second part of this dungeon clear if we need to go that far. Okay, and we're going to start doing some storage shenanigans again. So that's how you can tell where that B button was, and there was nothing else accompanying it. I know that was forever ago, but oh, I just stored the wrong thing. Maybe I can just fix it. So that, unfortunately, I stored a cutscene. I don't think it will affect this. Does that? I need to think of what to do. I can probably just I'm going to reset the dungeon. I'm going to hope that didn't completely mess up the seed, because that would be really bad. So that's the other problem with storage, is it's super easy just to like miss what you're doing and store something accidentally. So that was storing a cutscene. I should be able to just reload it, go back this way, and then we'll be able to get that chest no problem, and then we'll store the chest itself so that we can go through that dungeon a little bit faster. And I actually don't need Medley in there with me in that chest, so I'm going to just leave her right here and come get her when I do that. Okay, so yeah, the chest fixed itself, so that's good. Now we're going to get storage again. Perfect. Store what we actually want to store. So now we have that chest storage. So chest storage makes your hitbox really small, which is why it does all of the weird things that it does, like letting you go through walls. So it lets you do, all of that stuff, be able to see that. And so with that really small hitbox, I'm going to be able to essentially just go through this statue rather than using Medley opening it normally. So we're going to go down this way. Drop her through first. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, this is the fun dungeon. I really want to show off everything here. So we're going to come down here. There is a trick in this room, which is just really hard. It's like 3 frame perfect things. So instead, what we're going to do is just play the song, because we start with them. All right, and that is that's Medley. I don't need her necessarily anymore for a while, so we're going to just go through the rest of this dungeon, hopefully without needing her. So we are going to use this mirror shield that we have to get rid of a few of these. There's our big key. Alright, and we're going to get that soup storage again, or the soup dupe again, so I have that double damage. It's just going to make this room a lot better for taking out these floor mistakes. Perfect. All right. So now we're going to do another storage trick, which is known as bomb drop storage. It lets you store on top of this chest. It's nice because it's a little bit more consistent with the distance. And it makes it so that wherever you have a chest, you can have storage. Just a little early. There we go. All right. That one can just be a little tricky, just trying to get that angle. So now we have our storage again. So we're going to take that storage. And because I have a key, I'm going to be able to do a little bit of a skip here. Oh, no. There we go. So we're going to go on top of this block here, and then go to this one, and just use one of our small keys to get through here a little faster. Now we're going to go on this side, and fly around on the outside here. Perfect. And so this is where I like having the boomerang. Just make taking care of these bats a little easier. I'm going to go here real quick. See that that's nothing. And because I have the light arrow, we're going to take care of that guy too. Just make things easier on ourselves. Perfect. There we go. All right, and so that's the third crypt, and now we're going down, and we're actually going to be at the boss really soon. We're going to open this warp pot here. And then fly across. And because I got that boss key, I am just going to walk in. I'm just going to use that boss key because it's not going to hurt anything. If you know you have it, you may as well use it. So the nice thing about light arrows as well is that you can use them on this boss, which is Jahala. He's going, so this boss, he separates into these little ghosts, and you just have to kill a certain amount to move on to the next stage. So there's going to be 3 of these. But those light arrows just make it so fast so that you can get to the next stage. I actually am kind of hoping I can find an arrow refill because I don't have one right now. But I'm not getting lucky in that regard. So what I'm probably going to have to do is just do it the normal way for this last one. That's okay. Oh, there was one more. I missed that one. That's okay. All right. Yeah, and this is the problem with this boss, is he starts to get into the area where your light fades away. That should be good. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. He hid away, but he did not. He wasn't able to stay hidden for long. So at this point, we've beaten all the bosses. We have 2 Triforce pieces left to find, and then we're able to go beat Ganon. So I'm going to clear the rest of this dungeon really fast, just to hopefully find that. I do have to step onto this warp, just because I am currently holding a stored item, so I don't want to lose that. I have a stored key right now from forever ago. So I'm going to get that back really quick. Just go back in. And while I'm retracing my steps, are there any donations to read for us?
At the moment, I don't have quite anything new to read yet. We are just $230 away from unlocking a whole extra speed run. You want to see Stray, trust me.
Yes.
We want to push towards that as much as we can. Because we all want more fastest furs, right? Woo! That's what I love to hear. We get that, and our next step is getting the nipple % run from Mario Odyssey, more marathon, and also Mario's nipples. Trust me, it's worth it.
Alright, so there is a spiky chest here, so that's really good. I just need to line up. So this room normally takes forever. You have to move a bunch of statues. It's not super fun, but we are going to make it just a little bit faster for ourselves. Yes, there's one. I don't think that's spiky. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. All right, we have one more down here in this basement, and then there's a few more left in this dungeon. So this trick is a little bit harder. So this is one of those roll clips again. The problem is you have to do a backflip first just to set it up. So you have to get the backflip, time it, grab the ledge, and then get a frame perfect roll clip like that. But now we're gonna hope I have enough magic. We're good. Okay. Woo! That one always likes to wait until I have almost no magic left. So we're going to aim there. There. I'm actually just gonna go check it. Nothing. Okay. All right, and I will, just to be considerate of other runners and time, I'm going to ask, after I check this dungeon, I do know Ganon takes a little bit of time as well. So I do have the spoiler log for this race, and if the Triforce piece is not in Earth Temple, I might just look at that spoiler log so I can get that Triforce so that we can actually see the end of the run. So we're going to check these last three, but after that, I'm just going to do a quick little search to find that last Triforce shard, just to be considerate of time and the marathon. Make sure I don't go over my allotted amount too much.
We could always fill the time with some donations.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes, please.
We did get $10 from Veriphage. Thank you so much for that donation. No comment, and again, none needed. We are still sneaking up on that 5,000. I want to see this room pop off when we get there.
right. So this this place is infamously yeah, I think that's right. Known as the left side of Earth Temple. It is skipped so often in speedruns and in other randomizer races. No one ever really wants to come here, so that's why I'm like, I will just make the bet that something is here in the hope that I am right. The reason it's skipped is just it doesn't really line up anywhere well in the actual race. Just requires backtracking, and it's a little slow with all these puzzles. We did skip, we got a hint that the mini boss at the end of all this is nothing, so that makes it a little more appealing as well. All right, here we go. Triforce? No, not today. That's all right. Okay. So I think, yeah, what I'll do, I'm just going to look really quick at this spoiler log here. Go down here. All right. I'm trying to get it as far off as I can. So the last Triforce shard. Ooh, that's not good. All right, I know what I need to do. Cool. This shard would have been a little annoying. So it does require beating Earth Temple. I will show you what we're gonna do. So, but we're gonna be done here soon. I just have to go grab a mail and then do that mail. So we're actually locked behind one item, but luckily we have everything to get to that letter first, so that's good. All right, so this letter is going to be in Cabana. So we're going to warp over to that. This is a labyrinth. I do get to still do stuff in this, which is pretty cool. Get to show off a couple tricks here. And then as we're sailing, I'm not sure, do we have any other donations to read right now?
Nothing new on the docket quite yet. I just want to remind folks that when you do make a donation, don't forget to assign your funds to an incentive or bid war. This option will be visible while filling in your donation and helps to make the marathon the best it can be. See a list of all incentives and bid wars for the entire marathon, as well as their current status. You can also use the command !incentives in chat.
All right, so what we're going to show off here, the hammer has a lot larger of a hitbox than you would think it actually does. So we're going to line up with this wall. just do a jump slash, and we're actually going to hit the peg that we need to through the wall. Or you do the same thing here, and that way you don't have to do the maze that's here. May have been. Okay. So there's the, that's not what, that's okay. It's just the lower floor. It takes another 10 seconds to get over there, thankfully. Which again shows off another thing. So we're going to sidle behind this ladder, which allows us to reach that. All right, there we go. So that is our note to Mom. We need to mail that, and then we're going to be able to get our last Triforce shard. And luckily, on this island, there is just a mailbox ready for us. There we go. Okay. Do pass some time really quick. That way we can actually get everything. Yeah, there it is. All right. We have everything, so we're going to go do Ganon. So there are some changes to the randomizer just to make things a little better. If you played the vanilla game, there are some trials that you normally would have to do. Those are turned off for randomizer race purposes just to save a lot of time, because those take, I think, like 10 to 15 minutes. And you can skip them, so really what would be happening is you would just learn how to skip them in any race. All right. First thing to do is get rid of this giant barrier. We're going to do barrier skip, and just have a full-powered Master Sword to get rid of it. And so this ending in Hyrule, there's not too much happening. There's a couple things that I'll be doing that are a little out of the norm to save a couple frames here, but Yeah, one is frames. There is a sidle on a door that saves you a couple frames from normally doing it. So I'll be showing that. But then otherwise, it's just our fights. So I might be getting quiet near the end just because Puppet Ganon fight is not super easy, especially the first phase, which requires some pretty precise bow snipes. But kind of while I guess while I'm coming up on the end of this and while I'm running to the end, I just want to again thank Fastest Furs for having me for this run. It's been really cool showing off Wind Waker Randomizer. If you see me, if you see me around the con, have any questions, feel free to approach me, anything like that. But yeah, we're just gonna get through the end here.
We're also pushing towards the game of reaching our goal. We are still just $220 away. We're hitting that 5,000 mark, and then on top of that, we want to see, well, for varying levels, but we want to hit the $1,000 we need for the nipple percent run to be added to the end of Mario Odyssey. If everybody out there just pitches in like even a couple dollars, it'll all add up, and we can make a big change. But it all comes down to you.
All right, here's our final ascent to the tower. Gonna just grab a few quick pickups here. Perfect. All right, and here we go. Here are the last fights. There's one. That's two. Three, there we go. So that was phase one. We're now on phase two, which is the spider phase. Oh, so that was a double hit. I don't get those very often, so that was really cool. So he now only has one hit left. There we go. There's phase two done. there's phase 3. All right. That is a slightly faster climb animation than normal. So we do that just at the very start, but if you go too far, you can make it all the way to the top, I've heard, but it's not super easy. So I just do it a little bit just to get a few extra seconds back there. All right, and so now we're going to go for a grapple skip here. So we're going to line up with this. Perfect. And then we're going to go for this. Yes, we got Pog Slide. Drink our last soup, and now here comes the last fight. And so time is going to end when I stab the sword into Ganon's head in the final cutscene. I'll still call it out. All right, and time. Perfect. All right. Well, I've already gone over estimates, so I'll go quick. But thank you again, Fastest First, for having me. Thank you, Furry Weekend Atlanta, for having this event. I hope to see more of these in the future. So, and yeah, thank you so much, everyone. And thank you to my wonderful commentator as well, or my host.
And thank you so much, Parker, for that absolutely fantastic, loads of fun